Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, where we will be discussing Bendy and the Ink Machine, an indie horror game that has taken the gaming world by storm. This game is a first-person puzzle game that has a unique art style and an eerie atmosphere that keeps players on edge throughout the game. So, let's dive into what makes Bendy and the Ink Machine such a unique and captivating game. Bendy and the Ink Machine is a puzzle horror game that takes place in an old animation studio. The player takes on the role of Henry, a retired animator who returns to the studio after receiving a mysterious invitation from his old friend and colleague Joey Drew. Once there, Henry discovers that the studio has become a dark and twisted version of what he once knew, and he must uncover the secrets of what has happened to the studio and its inhabitants, including the titular character, Bendy. Here are some of the characters in the game without spoiling you. Henry, the protagonist of the game and former animator at Joey Drew Studios. He returns to the studio years after leaving and discovers the sinister secrets hidden within. Joey Drew, the founder of Joey Drew Studios and Henry's former employer. He is depicted as a creative genius but also manipulative and selfish. Bendy, the cartoon character who serves as the mascot for Joey Drew Studios. He is portrayed as both cute and terrifying, with his appearance and behavior changing throughout the game. Bendy and the Ink Machine is a first-person puzzle game that puts players in the shoes of Henry, a retired animator who is invited back to his old animation studio. Upon his arrival, he discovers that the studio has been taken over by ink creatures that have come to life. As Henry, players must navigate the studio and uncover the dark secrets hidden within. The game is split into 5 chapters, each with their own unique challenges and objectives. Players must explore the studio, solve puzzles, and battle ink creatures along the way. The gameplay is a mix of exploration, puzzle solving, and combat, making for a well-rounded experience. Bendy and the Ink Machine can be played on PC, and the controls are fairly simple. Players move with the WASD keys, and they can look around using the mouse. The left mouse button is used to interact with objects, and the right mouse button is used to pick up and throw objects. Players can also run by holding down the Shift key and jump by pressing the spacebar. Additionally, players can equip weapons by pressing the number keys on the keyboard. The controls are intuitive and easy to pick up, making it easy for players to jump into the game and start playing.
Let's see what you're hiding down there, old friend.
One of the things that sets Bendy and the Ink Machine apart from other horror games is its unique art style. The game uses a 1930s cartoon style that is reminiscent of old-school Disney and Looney Tunes cartoons. This gives the game a sense of nostalgia and adds to its eerie atmosphere. The characters in the game are all hand-drawn and animated, and they all have a distinct personality and look. The game also uses a lot of black and white, which adds to its creepy and unsettling tone. The attention to detail in the art style is impressive, and it is one of the standout features of the game. The atmosphere in Bendy and the ink machine is one of its biggest strengths. The game has a sense of foreboding and tension that is present throughout the entire game. The music is haunting and adds to the overall feeling of unease. The game also uses lighting and sound design to great effect. Shadows and darkness play a big role in the game, and the sound of ink creatures lurking around every corner keeps players on edge. The game does a great job of creating a creepy and unsettling atmosphere that draws players in and keeps them engaged.
I need to get power to this gate somehow. Should be a couple switches nearby. Then maybe I can open it.
The puzzles in Bendy and the ink machine are challenging and rewarding. They range from simple tasks like finding keys to more complex puzzles that require players to use their wits and problem-solving skills. The puzzles are well designed and fit in with the game's overall theme and aesthetic. Players must use their environment and the clues given to them to solve puzzles and progress through the game. The game also has a lot of hidden secrets and Easter eggs for players to discover, adding to its replayability. The puzzles are a core component of the game and add to its overall quality. One of the most interesting things about the puzzles in Bendy and the ink machine is that they often tie into the game's story and lore. As you progress through the game, you'll discover more and more about the history of the studio and the mysterious forces that are at work within it. Now watch as I try to solve this puzzle, as this is the puzzle where I spent the most time finding the required items. We need to find a total of 6 items. A cog, a wrench, a book, a plushie, a music disc, and finally a ink thing. The wrench is over here in the dead body.
Who put this here?
The plushie is located in the small theater. The book is located in the lunch area, near the stack of books.
Another day, another dollar.
The music disc is close, located just next door. The ink bottle is located in the animator's area, under the animator's table. The cog is located near the ink machine.
Okay, that's all of them.
Now we will place all the items in this room, then look for the pressure valve.
Now I just need to get the ink flowing somehow. Should be a switch around here somewhere. Then I can start up the main power.
The pressure valve is located at the small theater. In conclusion, Bendy and the Ink Machine is a fantastic horror game that offers a unique and engaging experience. The game's art style, atmosphere, and puzzles all work together to create a sense of unease and mystery that will keep you hooked from beginning to end. If you haven't played Bendy and the Ink Machine yet, we highly recommend giving it a try. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.